Hello, my name is Pete. I want to talk to you about my housing situation. I just made a long and rambling video that I was trying to keep to 10 minutes, and it was 18 before the battery shut down, and I spent 5 minutes telling the world about my problems after it long since ceased to record them. So basically, right, I am a separated father of a 9-year-old boy who has 50% childcare, 50-50, shared, equal, and I am trying to get housed by the council in what I believe to be both adequate housing, i.e. a 2-bedroom flat, which I believe that I am eligible for. I have read the documentation. It says if you've got 50-50 care, you should be treated as an adult with a child. That entitles you to a 2-bedroom flat if there are flats available. So I have been on the council list since 2002 with my partner. We split up in 2008, and for the last 26 months I've been staying in a shared house with 5 other adults, various boyfriends and girlfriends, sharing space, but also for half the time with my son. We live in this 1-bedroom. I sleep down there on a futon, he sleeps up there on a mattress. I applied. I luckily was able to continue my application separately from my partner for council housing. The first time I applied, I was asked to provide some basic information, namely when did I have my son, what the arrangements were. I provided this, and I was rejected. Fair enough, I thought. And so I asked again what I needed to provide, and basically fleshed it out with a letter. I think originally I'd sent a letter from my son's mum saying that our arrangements were indeed the case, but then they lost the letter. And basically, 9 months, 6 to 9 months had drifted by with nothing happening. And obviously I had lots of stuff going on in my life. I just finished a long-term relationship. I also lost my job because I used to work for my ex-partner. So things were not moving as fast as they should from my side, I have to say. But nevertheless, by the time it got round to the second time I applied, I had what I thought was a fairly kind of watertight set of documented circumstances to prove that what was happening. These included a letter from my landlord, letters from several of my housemates saying that my son stayed here and was too cramped. Also the letter from my ex-partner. Council asked me to provide a letter from the school, but I figured that it wasn't really the place of the school to tell the council that I had my son for 50% of the time, just because they wouldn't actually know this. I drop my son off in the morning and I pick him up in the afternoon, but the people in the office don't know what happens back here, and when I asked them if they could help me out with this, this is what they said. It wasn't their place, so fair enough. Plus my son had just started in a new year of school, and his new teacher I'd met. I just don't see how I was able to provide that proof. What I did provide, at my own suggestion, because I wanted this to be a kind of like a pretty kind of a good batch of evidence to prove what I was trying to prove, was I scanned my diary to show the dates when I have him and when I don't. And we have a sort of rolling system between me and my ex-partner, So it's not like 1 week on and 1 week off or something. We have like two or 3 or 4 days at a time with each person. And we fit this around her work arrangements and stuff like that, because she does stuff where she has to be away and so on. And it makes it easier to just sort out the diary that way. It's a little bit bitty, it wouldn't work for everybody, but since we're forced to live so close to one another, because I'm still 2 doors down from her, it makes sense. I also provided photographs of this bedroom where my son sleeps, all this stuff. Anything else? That was everything that I could think of, and I did ask as much of what could I think, and what could I provide, and they weren't forthcoming. Anyway, that didn't work because I was rejected again, and the actual phrase that was used in the letter I received said the case for 50/50 stay in contact could not be agreed. Which I don't think that really makes any sense in English anyway. Could not be agreed. I mean, and I had a kind of long, fruitless conversation on the phone with somebody who was unable to tell me why it could not be agreed, or what had happened that meant that they didn't believe me, or what I might have done, or what I could do now. And indeed, I'd apparently exhausted my chances at this process, because that was the appeal that I'd gone through, this second round, and I'd never been told it was the appeal, and certainly didn't know it was my final kind of shot at it. So suddenly I was like a bit aggrieved by this, and so from there I went to the Citizens Advice, kick-started a process where it went through an Independent Complaints Commissioner to try and sort this out. And again, it came back to say that they didn't believe me, in essence, and what they said was that my son can't be staying here because it's too crowded for him to stay here. I was like, yes, I agree, it's too crowded, but it is the case. He also can't be staying here because I live too close to my ex-partner, so obviously he's not really staying here. Whereas the fact that I'm, even though our relationship is amicable, the sooner I'm out of here, the better for all concerned, I can assure you. So that's a funny thing. They also said, why hadn't I got my present landlord? Why hadn't I applied through my present landlord for more suitable accommodation? Well, there is only 1-bedroom flats in this place, and none have come up in the time that I've needed one. And also, I'm after a 2-bedroom flat, and it's my belief that my chronic overcrowding situation puts me in a situation of eligibility with the council for a 2-bedroom flat, which is what I need. So my son can have a bedroom, and I can have a bedroom.